What if Bruce Lee's last and greatest martial revelation was never meant for the movies, but for something far bigger? We've all seen Bruce Lee in the jungle, fists flying, eyes locked, that unstoppable fury. But behind the scenes, beyond the camera lights and choreographed chaos, was a mind still evolving. Jungle Fury wasn't the end of his journey. It was a glimpse into a deeper philosophy, one that Bruce was developing right before his untimely death. This isn't just about kicks and punches. This is about what Bruce saw as the future of martial arts. A concept so radical, it scared traditionalists and fascinated modern fighters alike. And what he left behind is still being decoded today, the myth behind Jungle Fury. Let's start with what most fans know. Jungle Fury, often cited as an unfinished vision, was full of raw energy, almost primal in its portrayal of combat. But it wasn't just action. The scenes were layered with meaning. Bruce was no longer just showcasing Jeet Kune Do. He was testing boundaries. He stripped away stylization, revealing combat as it really is, unpredictable, raw, and mental. In his journals during this period, Bruce wrote obsessively about the formless form, not just in physical terms, but in life itself. He wanted to show that true mastery comes not from technique alone, but from adapting to the unknown. Jungle Fury wasn't a climax. It was a transition, the final revelation, the mind as the weapon. The months before his death, Bruce spoke often about the inner game. He believed that most fighters lose before they even throw a punch, mentally. He began integrating psychological triggers, breath control, and what we now call flow state into his teachings. One unfinished note, found in his LA home, read, "When you empty your cup, you do not stop drinking. You learn to taste the space." Cryptic? Absolutely. But to those who've studied his evolution, it was clear. Bruce was trying to develop a system that fused combat, consciousness, and creativity. A martial path beyond martial arts. Modern echoes of Bruce's vision today, elite MMA fighters talk about reading rhythm, about mindfulness in the octagon. They visualize, they meditate, they adapt, just as Bruce described. Coaches reference his work when discussing flow. Trainers study his footwork to understand spontaneous movement. Bruce Lee wasn't just decades ahead physically. He was mentally carving a path that modern fighters are only just beginning to explore. So while Jungle Fury might have seemed like Bruce Lee's final roar, the truth is far more profound. His final revelation wasn't a punch or a kick. It was a philosophy. To fight without form, to think without limits, to live beyond technique. He left us not with an answer, but with a question. Are you just fighting, or are you evolving? If this glimpse into Bruce Lee's deeper legacy sparked something in you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more untold stories and cinematic deep dives. And share this with someone who thinks martial arts is just about fighting, because Bruce proved it's about much more.